Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, your average fan, and I'll be talking to you today about a show. Amazon Prime's The Bondsman, starring Kevin Bacon. Let's get episode 1. Let's get into it, shall we? Spoilers! Okay. Well, I seen a preview about a week ago for this show, and it looked interesting. And let's just say after the first episode, I'm all in. I'm all in. Once I realized anyway that it was Kevin Bacon, I was all in anyway because I love Kevin Bacon. But yeah, we got Kevin Bacon playing this character called Hub Halloran. He is a bondsman, a bounty hunter. And we start the episode with him on a bounty. And he's at this seedy motel trying to get this guy to come out of the room. And so he takes a beehive that he just happened to have and sticks it in the vent. He unscrewed the vent, sticks the beehive in the vent, kicks it into the room. So they run out. Well, the guy runs out, but it's the wrong guy. And Halloran gets shot in the back. And I'm like, oh crap. I mean, like, they didn't waste no time with this episode. Not only did he get shot in the back, but the dude he was looking for came up behind him while he was on the ground and slit his throat. And I was like, oh crap, he's dead. Yeah, here's the part of the synopsis I didn't tell you. Not only is he a bounty hunter and a bondsman, but now that he's been dead and, brought back to life, he's going to be hunting demons. Yes, that is why it interested me. So, did he wake up? Oh, yeah, inside the motel wall. These fools buried him in the motel wall, and then they hired this other dude named Tater to burn the place down. But he healed in the wall, mostly, because his neck was still jacked. And he broke out, caught Tater before he could set the place on fire, and try to figure out what happened to the dudes and who hired them. So the dudes that he was after hired him to burn the place down. But the dudes he was after were hired to set up Halloran to get killed, apparently by his ex-wife's new man named Lucky. And his wife is a country singer, ex-wife is a country singer. They got a son who's helping her with her career or whatnot. She want to go to Nashville so she can get famous and all this other stuff. She got a record deal on the line. But Lucky was real disappointed when he seen that Halloran showed up at the bar because he went to go confront him once he found out the information. And he was like, bro, what are you doing? I got a warrant for your arrest now, buddy. And yeah, that didn't work out so well because he tells him, oh, I got a card game I got to go to. Even though he is a former gambler and don't gamble anymore. So, also, once he came back to life, took Tater, basically kidnapped him, put him in the trunk. He went back home, and him and his mom actually run this business, this bondsman business. And so his truck got stolen, which turned out to be his mom's truck. But when he got there, the pastor was there from her church, and he was there to talk to her because apparently the pastor had kicked her out because he was picking up people in the church, saying like they had a warrant, he was coming to get them, he didn't care if they was in church. Somehow that affected his mom's ability to go to the church, and so she got kicked out. And so now she's talking to the pastor about coming back as long as he promised not to do that no more. And he's like, I see. But here's the kicker. Later on, when Halloran's on his way to the card game so he can confront the dudes that killed him, he thinks Lucky is there because he's going to confront him too since he hired them, because Lucky was very shocked that he was alive. Very shocked that he was alive. And so were the dudes that killed him. But on the way there, he see the pastor standing outside the church, and his eyes are glowing. Meanwhile, all day long, every phone he go past is ringing with this pot of gold company telling him that he's been accepted to this position and he need to contact them about his orientation and all this other stuff, right? He been ignoring it. At one point, the cell phones that he has confiscated from other criminals in his desk drawer, they all start going off with this pot of gold company ringing. They leaving him message after message, all of this stuff. So he been ignoring that pot of gold people all day. Why was the pastor's eyes glowing? Oh, I will tell you why the pastor's eyes were glowing. because the pastor showed up at the shitty barn, the house that he found them at, that they were supposed to be having a card game. Yeah. He blasted with a shotgun one dude's hand off, and then he basically held the rest of them hostage and made them text Lucky so he could show up so he could get him too. So because he still want to confront Lucky, but Lucky's dating his ex-wife and he's not trying to, be a problem for her, because he, you could tell he kind of still in love with her a little bit, but he accepted the fact that she done moved on. And he don't want to upset the son that they got together either. Yeah. So while he waiting on Lucky to show up, he got them sitting down, tied up to chairs, snacking on their snacks, because they was going to kill him again. Because they thought they did it the first time, but they didn't. So this was all yet another setup to kill him. Why Lucky want him dead so bad, we will find out. But somebody knocked at the door. They try to see who it is. It's the pastor. So he hadn't, because, he trying to make sure that it wasn't Lucky, but it was the pastor. The pastor, like, hey, we know what's going on. One of the guys, he had them answer the door. All you hear from behind the wall is hollering, screaming, stuff being ripped apart. One dude was floating in the air in the chair, and then he got smashed head first into the closet door in which Halloran was hiding. He looks through the hole, sees gray-faced demon person, pastor, and he like, what the hell? So he gets to shooting his shotgun like crazy and gets the L up out of there. Hitchhikes back to his mom's house, back home, because he never did get his truck back, and he was riding in Tater's car this entire time. So he gets back to his house. Phones are going off again, ringing. He didn't unplug. He didn't totally rip the cords out the wall at this point, because he's tired of these pot of gold people calling him. And his mother is like, we in the other room. And he's like, oh, we got company. He goes in there, and his mom's sitting there talking to this lady sitting on the couch. She's from Pot of Gold. And she like, yeah, we've been trying to get in touch with you. You are really hard to catch, blah, blah, blah. And he like, I don't want the job. I don't want no position with y'all. She was like, but you already got it, saying like, and she had clearly explained to the mother what the job was, that he was going to be, that he died and came back to life. And the mother, who goes to church, was like, I don't want this person in my house, and she talking crazy and being blasphemous and yada, yada, yada. But the lady was like, do you think I'm lying, Mr. Halloran, about everything? And he's thinking about it, because he had a hole in his neck for quite some time till it eventually healed up. And he had bruises on his wrists, but they eventually went away too. They went away first. The one on his neck, he had taped it up with duct tape. That was hilarious. But eventually, his whole neck, everything was healed. And so this lady explains to him that he already has the job. He's still a bondsman, only he will be hunting down demons. And he looking like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And that's how the episode went out. I was like, oh, this is great. This is great. I'm going to love this. So that was the first episode of this crazy show starring Kevin Bacon called The Bondsman. I will be back with another one at another time. In the meantime, have a great day.